guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new, thank you so much for joining me. My name is Leslie and I like to post lifestyle, budgeting, and motherhood type of content here on the Mother Plan. So you guys can see I have my debt payoff tracker out. So it is time for another debt update. So these numbers are going to be from August 2021. All right, and this is a big update, not in the sense of paying off a lot of debt, but a lot of changes. I did change my debt payoff plan, and as you can see by the title of this video and the thumbnail, yes, it is true. I maxed out my credit card. So let me go ahead and kind of set things up. I'm gonna write all this stuff down, and I'll be right back to talk about it.
'Cause every morning I wish you were here with me, watching the sunlight fill my room, falling asleep at night, thinking about you and me. Why did you have to be so cruel? I guess I should have known it from the start, but baby, I was so caught.
Alright guys, I am back. I have written down all the debts that we started with when we started our debt-free journey back in March of 2020. So if you guys are new joining me, these are all the debts that we started with. We have paid off most of them, so I'm going to go ahead and add the zero balance to most of these. Okay, so we are at our current debt. So let me go ahead and get started by saying, yes, I did max out my credit card, but I have a really good reason why. So y'all know we are in the middle of a pandemic, and a lot of the credit card companies, you know, the loan companies, all those people are trying to, you know, get business and make sure that they are still able to operate. So I got an offer from my credit card that said, hey, any new purchases from now until 20 whatever, you get a 0% APR. So I'm like, oh, whatever, I'm not going to be buying anything new. However, they included balance transfers. So yes, your girl did take advantage of this opportunity. I took out the max on my credit card, and well, I don't say max, I left about 1,000 or a little under 1,000 just for any mishaps, or in case someone swiped a card and didn't know, or I have things that come out that that card is connected to. So I didn't max it out completely, but majority of it. So I took that cash option. So they offered it on any new purchases, any balance transfers, or any cash withdrawals, all at a zero, y'all, 0% interest rate. No deferred interest, because that is a difference between different offers. So if you're getting your balance transfer, you're getting like this promotional rate, make sure you read all the terms correctly. There are some people that would defer your interest if you pay off that amount by a certain date. Then there are other offers there, it just collects no interest regardless if you pay it off by the end of the promotional period. So this is what mine is. It is a 0% interest rate until January 2023. Okay, not 22, 2023. And this happened all in the month of August. So when I'm talking about these numbers, it was during the time of August. I was like, okay, wait a minute, let me make sure. So I had my little, y'all know I brain dump a lot. So I was like, let me see and make sure this is something that's good for me. I literally took out a piece of paper. Y'all know I write on anything I could find. And I said, let me see if this would be worth it. So I wrote down all of my debts, what my minimum payments were, and that if I could pay all this off by January of 2023. Because at first I was like, is this deferred interest? I need to make sure I read the fine print. So we are good. It is not deferred interest. It is literally just, it doesn't collect any interest at all. And if you're able to pay it off, great. But if you don't pay it off by the January 2023 date, it starts collecting interest on that balance that you have at that point. So in my head, I'm thinking that's a good thing. All I'm doing is just kind of taking that money and paying off debt. So we're pretty much just switching the numbers from one thing to another. I'm not actually making any headway as far as paying off the debt for this update. However, I will be saving us tons of interest over the course of the next year. So there was a balance transfer fee of $216, right? So I decided to take out $10,800, kind of keep in mind with that $216 fee. So I would just basically, it just went up to about $11,000, right? So I already had a balance on that card of about $3,500 or so. So basically, all I did was say, yes, give me that money. I am not going to spend it on anything crazy. I'm not doing any renovations or anything like that. I'm going to pay off some of my other debts. So that brings me to the point of the consolidation loan right here. The old balance on this loan was $3,758.58. So this is where it's going to get confusing. I'm going to pretty much pay off this debt with that money. So we actually paid that full amount of $3,758.58. So did I have that money really? No, I just took it from the balance transfer, and it's called a balance transfer, but basically what they did was whatever amount you took, they just deposit directly into your. You could do it, you could pay it directly to a bill and like send them the paperwork, or you could just dump it right into your checking account. That was the easier route for me. I didn't feel like I have to give them the account numbers for this and that. So I just had them basically like you're giving a cash advance, but it really counted as a promotional balance transfer. I hope that makes sense. If you guys have questions about this, just leave it in the comment section. I'll try my best to answer them accordingly. So basically what I did was take that money and use to pay off this consolidation loan. Now, mind you, before that we were paying $350, but about, I want to say about $50 to $60 of that $350 payment was going towards interest. So if you think about it, that $216 transfer fee, if I minus $60, basically that kind of offset one of the months for this bill. I hope you guys are getting where I'm going, right? So that balance fee was $216, but it really wasn't anything in comparison to me paying on this particular loan for another year or so, for another year to 2 years, and saving potentially $50 to $60 in interest each time. Now, the new balance, of course, is $0, and the difference is $3,758.58. Did I really pay that much? No, it's all going to make sense once we get down to the totals and the summary. But I do have to put it in reference. So yes, we paid off the consolidation loan. Now, I don't even know if you guys even noticed that in my paycheck breakdown, I have not wrote M loan down in months. So I'm surprised no one caught that. So no, we were not paying on this loan in September, October, November, because we actually paid it off in August. Okay, so that's the first one that we are done with. So now I am going to basically skip the credit card one for now. I'm going to do the car next, and then we'll go back to the credit card, because this is actually the credit card that we use for the promotional offer. Okay, so now the loan is done. Let's move over to the car. So I was like, all right, what's the next loan that we should pay off according to the Dave Ramsey debt snowball plan, right? So at this point, since I have maxed out the credit card is no longer the smaller amount as far as credit card balances or debt balances. So I took what was left of that $10,800 or so, and I said, let me dump it all into the car. So same thing, I'm still only paying that $216 for that whole balance transfer. As far as the car interest, we usually pay about $50 as well. So as far as, like, I'll have my July tracker right here. You can see the payment was $238, but only $181 came off of the principal balance. So in theory, we're looking at about $60 or $50, I should say, about $50 to $60, the same as the loan. So if you do that again, you minus $50. Oh, 156 minus 50. We're only at $106 that I paid for that transfer. Now, if you times those by 2 months, we have evened out as far as the savings. I hope that makes sense. So I only paid $216 out of my pocket. However, if I'm saving $50, we can even go with the lower amount, $50 on the loan plus $50 on the car, that's $100. You times that by 2 months, that balance transfer fee has canceled itself out in the savings in just under 2 months versus me paying on these things for 2+ years. Okay, so it was a no-brainer for us. So I hope that made sense as far as why we chose to go with this particular option. So for the car, the old balance on the car was $9,910.40. Now, of course, you can do the math. 9,000, and I only took out 10,800. That's not gonna cover it. That's why I made this cheat sheet of a plan of, all right, this is what I'm looking at. These are going to be my payment breakdown. I'm going to pay, you know, what I can on the car. I'm going to put that $7,000 to the car, and then I paid off the actual loan. And then this was like my rough draft right here. And then that next month, then I would continue to pay on the car. So in my head, I figured the car would take me to the end of December to pay off, but you guys will see in my paycheck breakdowns, if you haven't seen the last few, we were making more money than what I originally thought. So that was great, and I was able to apply more to debt for the upcoming months. So old balance was $9,910.40. We actually paid $7,728 on the car for that month. So, I know it looks super crazy, y'all. Super, super crazy. $7,728 was our payment for the month of August. Now, the new balance brought that down to $2,235.76. So, let's go ahead and get that difference. 99110.40 minus 2235.76. We were able to take off $7,674.64. Okay, so now let's move back up to the credit card, okay? This one's going to jump up, so you'll see all the stuff should even out. So credit card, the credit card bill had an old balance of, let's let this airplane go by. Okay, so the credit card had an old balance of $3,597.43. Pretty low, right? I was getting excited because I was like, oh, I'm gonna pay this off. Things change when you get new offers. So the amount that we actually paid was $200. It was only $200 because I was kind of confused about how that all would work. So I just paid $200 just to kind of give an even payment to make sure I covered what my minimum payment was plus whatever interest that was accruing for that month. So I just did $200, right? You're going to see now the new balance is going to be significantly higher, and that's because of that balance transfer that we charged. So the new balance is $14,490.60. Now this included the $10,800 that I withdrew, plus this included whatever previous balance we had, plus accrued interest on the old balance, plus the $216 transfer fee. So I hope that kind of made sense. So the difference is not going to be anything in the positive. It's actually going to be negative. So we started off with $3,597.43. And our new balance is, we're going to minus 14,490.60. So now we are in the hole of $10,893.17. And that's pretty much the amount of cash that I withdrew. It was $10,800. Like I said, we had a transfer fee, interest, all that stuff was included in that. So I tried to get it down to exactly the amount that I owed as far as what we would have an increase in charge, because I want them kind of to even out. So I got to put a negative $10,893.17. Okay, I hope you guys are still with me here. I know it's crazy. So everything else was the same as far as what we normally pay. The truck owe balance was $13,458.99. We paid the amount that we always pay, which is $460. The new balance is $13,046.73. Now, let's go ahead and do our math. 13,458.99 minus 13,046.73. So we were able to take off the balance, the principal balance, $412.06. Okay, moving on to the solar panels. The solar panels had an old balance of $30,972.60. Okay, the new balance, or actually let's do the payment. So we made the $195 payment. The new balance is $30,877.29. We were able to take off $95.31. Okay, next up is the student loans. That's the big one. I got two big ones on here, this solar panel balance and the student loan balance. So the old balance is $34,239.60. Y'all know we are still taking advantage of that federal deferment, which is basically the same as the credit card offer, 0 interest until a certain time. This is almost running up. I believe they're going to discontinue that deferment in January, February, something like that. That's why I continue to write what we would pay. This $366 is our regular amount. With the deferment, we are only paying $134, but that will be changing in a few months. So I just want to keep a note of that. That way I'm not hitting the face like, oh my gosh, $366, like what? No, that's what we were paying before the pandemic, so I like to keep that amount there so I can remember this is going to be the amount. The new balance is $34,168.61. We were able to take off $70.99. Okay, so let's go ahead and add up all of the totals here. All right, y'all, that is the old balance that we're working with, $95,937.60. The amount that we paid, which is not really the true amount, but the amount that we paid, $3758.58, $200, $7728, $460, $195, $134. So we got $12,475.58 was the amount that we paid. Okay, the new balance is, I'm going to add this up. All right, new balance is $94,800. $18.99. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and get the true amount that came off of the balance. We're gonna add these up. Okay, so 3758.58. We're going to minus 10,893.7 plus 7674.64. So now we're back in the positive. That's what we've gotten off of the principal balance so far. All right. Then I'm going to add that 412, the 9531, and the 799. Okay. So that is the amount that I was actually able to get off of the principal balance. So we canceled out that transaction and we were able to take off $1,118.61. So the amount that we truly paid was only about 1,000. We're going to put it right here, 1,459. After we canceled out these transactions right here. That was the amount that I put towards debt. I hope that makes sense, you guys. I really hope it makes sense. Okay, so these are our final numbers right here. I'm going to add it right here in the summary. So, and it is a little bit lower than the previous months if you think about it, as far as how much I normally put towards our debt. But that transaction was very confusing at first, and I wanted to make sure that I'm getting everything correctly. So I pretty much just paid our regular amounts and then just kind of paid off these two because I didn't want to mess up anything per se. So whatever I did not use for that debt Snowball for the month of August, if you notice on the paycheck breakdown video back in August, I said, hey, I'm going to throw this much towards our debt Snowball. I just kind of made these numbers make sense at the time, and then whatever was left I kept in our checking account as a buffer. So that money did not get spent on anything crazy. I just really wanted to make sure I got the transactions correct because I just did not want to mess up anything. Okay, I'm zooming back out so you can see the calculator. There we go. All right, so now let's go ahead and kind of fill out our summary. So we did say that we were able to take off $1,118.61 off of our principal. So y'all, right here, I pretty much just deleted the transaction as far as the balance transfer fee and all that stuff because I did not want to count it as a payment. So that's why you see right here this $1,459. I know it is a little bit confusing, but I kind of did that math off camera and just said, okay, this is what I really paid, and then I subtracted that amount from our new balance and our old balance, and that's how I figured out what we paid for our principal balance versus our interest. So the interest that we ended up paying for the month was actually $340.39. And I took this 1459 minus the 1118.61. So that's where I got this $340.39 number from. I hope did I say that correctly? I hope I did. I said, y'all, this is going to be the most confusing update ever. But what I did was I calculated the $10,800 plus the transfer fee, and I deducted that from all these amounts. That's where I came up with the $1,459. I was really confused when I was doing all this stuff myself, but I wanted to I wanted to get it as close as possible as far as the true amount that I actually paid towards debt, and saying, hey, I paid $12,000 when I know I really didn't. I just kind of shuffled the numbers around. Okay, so our starting debt balance, y'all, if y'all just now joining us, our starting debt balance was over $125,000, okay? So yes, this is actual true numbers here, and your girl was in this much debt, but it's okay because I am paying it down. So we started off with $125,467.41. So let's go ahead and get the amounts that we have paid up to August 2021. So let's do the bad news first, and that is basically the amount of money that we have thrown away. So we know for the month of August that we threw away $340.39. Now, I did not include that as that transfer fee. I included that in a separate category, so I'm not including that. I just charged that as far as putting it onto the balance per se. So no, you're not going to see it as interest, but it is as a fee. So that $340.39, I'm going to add it to the interest that we had collected so far. And these are July's numbers. And that amount is $8,734.63. Woo, child. We have thrown away $9,075.02. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Okay, so since we already know our new debt balance is right here, we're going to write that down. $94,818.99. Now we're going to get the amount that we have paid so far. So I'm going to just, and you guys can check these numbers by deducting the starting balance from the new balance, all that stuff. But I just like to do it this way just because it's, you know, broken down a little bit better for me. So up until July, we had paid $29,529, excuse me, and 91 cents. And I'm going to add this right here, $1,118.61. Y'all, we hit another milestone. Yes. I'm so happy to see these numbers, y'all. Y'all just don't know. That means we are making progress. Let me go ahead and give it a little close up. We have paid $30,000. Yes, $30,000 off of our debt balance. That is amazing. I'm so happy. Let's not discount. Let me add that $648.52 in the mix. This is great. So I'm going to go ahead and write that down. This is the amount that we have paid on our debt-free journey so far. I love it when we hit new milestones. Y'all know I always celebrate when something goes under 1,000. If I'm writing 14,000 for the longest and then it hits 13,000, that is always a good win to celebrate. You got to celebrate your small wins, right? So I hope this made sense. What I'm going to do is transfer all these numbers into my yearly tracker. Okay, so let's go ahead and write that down. August. Y'all know I always try to aim to pay $2,257. It does not always happen, and I am not bugging. It's just that's kind of like where I know that we need to be as far as keeping track on that debt payoff date. Now, the old balance we said was $95,937.60. And the amount that we paid, so this was a crazy month just because of how I had to configure everything, not because I just didn't have the money this time. It's just, you know, you got to do what you can do. So we haven't hit that mark, what, in the last 3 months? So 1, 2, 3, 4 actually. But look at that. We had really good months in March and really good months in April. And let me tell y'all, because y'all have not seen the numbers for September, October, and definitely November, y'all. It's going to be great. I'm going to be adding tons of more money to this. I am super excited for the extra income. So your girl's not bugging over this $14.59. That is still good. Progress is progress. We are still paying off that debt. So I know I did not hit my mark, but that is a-okay. So the new balance is $94,818.99. Okay, and we said we were able to bring off the principal balance $1,118.61, and the total interest that we paid for the month was $340.39. Yay! Okay, y'all, so that is our update for August 2021. I know it was really confusing, but your girl had to take care of some business. I am so excited and thrilled that we were able to get that offer from the credit card company because it's going to save me thousands of dollars. Y'all hear me? Thousands of dollars in accrued interest over the course of this year and a half. That was the point of when I started this process. That was in August. So I'm counting August, September, October, November, December, and then all of 2022. So I did the calculations, y'all. It was going to be pretty much around $2,500, I think, that I was going to be saving in accrued interest for that year. And if you do the math, $2,500 minus that $216 transfer fee, I'm going to be saving us thousands of dollars. That's at least $2,280 something dollars. So we did the math. It made sense for us. All we did was just switch the numbers around. All you got to do is manipulate what you have. So instead of me paying this person, I am going to be paying it all to that credit card bill. Now, as far as the debt that we're going to be paying off next, I have not decided, since we pretty much have changed things around. So I do know for sure I'm going to be working on the car payment, and you'll see that in the September and October update. And then I will decide as far as the truck and the credit card, depending on where the balances are at and how much we are able to make extra. So I'm not sure yet. You guys just have to stay tuned for that particular update to see which debt we'll be working on after we pay off the car. Alright guys, this wraps up this payoff update. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment down below. And if you guys are new and you enjoyed the video as well, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you over here. And that's it, you guys. I appreciate all of you, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.